What's up, guys? Welcome back into the channel. Today we have some cool things coming to this channel as this truck build is continually, wow, Connor butchered that. It is coming together very slowly, but we're making it work with what we can. So basically, as of in the last video that I posted, I kind of gave you guys a rundown of the conflict that I had with the gears and kind of what's going to happen now, at least as far as this build is going. But basically, this video is a modification that I've done to the truck that is, I wouldn't say it's nowhere near done, but I will say it's starting, and it's a really big mod. And I don't know why I call it a mod. Why do I call it a mod? I need to start calling it like maybe more of an enhancement when it comes to the paint color of the truck. That's right. I am starting to wrap the truck as we speak. Basically how I have been recording this is I've done some time-lapse videos on basically start to finish on each panel. I've only gotten so far as of right now, but I will just probably keep doing time-lapse videos when I'm actually wrapping the car, because it's just easier for me when I am wrapping the vehicle to just do a time-lapse video instead of sitting there and videotaping basically probably hours and hours of work and sitting there talking to you guys about what I'm doing, how I'm doing it. So I thought that I would just rather go ahead and basically tell you how I did it and how I am doing it, but also I will tell you that after you guys see the time-lapse videos of the wrap going on the truck. So basically, as of right now, all that I have is 2 panels done. I did both of these panels in the same day. It's actually, as of right now, 10:30 at night here. Like I said, I've got 2 panels. I've got 2 time-lapse videos. I actually decided to go ahead and also buff out the truck panels before I've laid the wrap on, just because I have found it easier as for wrapping cars in the past, that it is better than actually clay barring the whole vehicle down, because it actually almost smooths out your undercoat, meaning your paint on the truck as of right now before you wrap. And it just keeps the truck honestly a little bit smoother looking, and also it helps when you do go to take the wrap off, whenever you decide to do that, to basically have a fresh coat of paint all ready to go. But I don't want to bore you guys, because you guys are probably dying to see these time-lapse videos. But as I said, I'm basically going to be doing those videos, and then at the end I will talk about kind of how I did it, how long it took, you know, and the steps to getting this done. So this is just kind of all I want to do for this video, and basically just show you guys that you can do anything by yourself if you put your mind to it. But without further ado, here are the time-lapse videos. as you guys saw, the time-lapse videos weren't exactly long just because I decided to speed them up, because a lot of people, when I hear them tell me to speed up these time-lapse videos, because sometimes even the time-lapse is like, okay, you know, we understand what you're doing, but like hurry it up, I want to see what it looks like when it's done. So I just decided to really speed it up, just because it's pretty straightforward based on what I'm doing. It's just, it does take time and practice and practice and practice and more practice. But yeah, so basically how you wrap the truck is pretty straightforward. I will say that with the wrap I have, which is an Avery Dimension film, it is 100 times, I'm telling you, 100 times easier to wrap than with other types of films like 3M. Really, I would say 3M is probably the most extenuate wrap brand slash, you know, type to use. I would say KPMF wrap is also kind of hard to use if you have a lot of curves. It still turns out pretty well, but if I were you, I would 100% go with this Avery Dimension film. So basically, as you saw, you lay the wrap out and need to get it cut to measurement. You need to make sure all your measurements are good before you cut whatever panel you're wrapping. And basically after that, you need to make sure everything is straight, make sure everything is aligned. And then once you got all that figured out, you can then go ahead and start peeling off the wrap. And when you peel the wrap off, it's really hard with one person, especially with these big panels like my truck that I'm doing, to basically peel the film off and lay it without really wrinkling it that much. I mean, I've had some practice, so it's not as hard for me to do now as it was when I began. But like I said, you can do it if you put your mind to it. So other than that, you peel that protectant film off. You at least just lay it down. Usually it lays right on the truck, at least if it's Avery. 3M, if you get any little crinkle or any little thing when you're laying that, you immediately need to pull that thing off, and you have to actually heat it, because if you don't heat your creases or you know, your wrinkles, sometimes your air bubbles, or any of that stuff, that if you're using 3M, it will immediately fail and you're gonna get mad. So with this, it's a little bit more easy to use. So lay it, and then pretty much all you gotta do is laying. Now, laying is key, because if you do not lay the film correctly, then you are gonna constantly get wrinkles the whole panel. It's terrible. You will hate it, and you're gonna think wrapping is not fun at all. But if you lay it correctly, make sure everything is gloss, is how we say, then you're good. But like I said, it does take a couple tries, especially if you're doing it by yourself on big panels like this. It does take a while to get it correct before you start really laying it. As you saw, obviously, in the time lapse, it looked like it took 2 seconds, but no, trust me, it doesn't. That panel, like that big panel, probably I would say with one person and experience, still took me like an hour and a half to do. And that's being precise, though. I mean, I'm not someone to really cut corners or anything. So that's basically it. When it comes to laying, you need to always make sure you're giving itself air bubbles, unless you're doing it to where you can let the air escape somewhere. If you do not have the air escaping anywhere, then you're gonna run into bigger problems and you're not gonna like it. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna close this clip and get a new one, but I'm gonna turn the camera around so that you can see the actual wrap on the truck while I'm talking, so you're not constantly looking at me talk to you. But yeah, so I'll catch you back here real quick.